Hello everyone and happy Friday. It is May the 3rd, 2024. My name is Kyle. This of course is Mrs. Olson and it's time to do maker notes. Today we're talking about the Driftlines cowl. That is the cowl that Mrs. Olson is wearing. It is designed by Shannon Cook and it uses this yarn here. I'm going to talk about the yarn and the deal, and then we'll talk about the cowl. So the yarn itself is haiku. It's Highland Luxe. This is color 4107 Moody Mauve. The yarn itself is 90% Andean Highland wool and 10% kid mohair. In each 100 gram ball, there are 273 yards. And now through Sunday, this yarn is 20% off, which is really awesome. Two of my things that I love about this yarn, one of them is the coloring that's in it. You can see how there's subtle color changes in the yarn. That goes through all the different colors. I'll show you some of them. I have them here. The other thing that I really love is if you look at the yarn in the ball, the way it is in the ball, you can see sort of a really good definition of the different strands of yarn. If you can see that in the ball of yarn or the cake or skein or whatever, however it's set up, chances are this yarn is going to be a really good one to consider if you're working on a project that has texture. So cables or slip stitches, that kind of thing, because it does have really good definition in the ball form. It's going to probably have that once it's made up as well. So 4107 Moody Mauve, that's what this one is. 20% off now through Sunday on this really beautiful yarn. You can stock up and get it for other projects as well, but if you buy two or more now through Sunday, we're also going to give you the Driftlines cowl pattern as a gift. How do we do that? Well, we're gonna buy the pattern through Ravelry from the designer, from Shannon Cook, and if you have a Ravelry account, you just tell us that Ravelry name and we'll put the pattern in your library. If you don't have Ravelry or you don't use it, that's fine too. We will just send the pattern to whatever email address you use when you check out. So that's the digital part. We're also going to print a copy of the pattern and include it in a page protector and send that along with the yarn that you buy and all the other goodies. And so when you get your shipment from us, you'll have a printed copy of the pattern, you'll have the yarn, and you'll be ready to cast on whenever you are ready to do that. So that's really exciting. There's lots of different colors to consider in Highland Luxe. I have, like I said, some of them here. This is color 4111. This is meadow green. I like green. This is meadow green. And you can see how really beautiful that color is, the little tiny bit of variance in the color, and you can see how good the stitch definition might be. So that's meadow green. If you're a blue jeans person, then you could consider color 4110. This is Ocean, 4110 Ocean. Lovely, pretty one. And the other one that's really great for jeans would be this blue here. This is Faded Denim. What number are you? 4105 is Faded Denim, so that's a lighter blue. If you'd like something a little more rich and more jewel toned, then there is Sugar Plum. This is color 4113 Sugar Plum. It's a nice deep color. There's another deep color, this really nice brown. This is color Bark 4102. Yes, 4102 Bark Brown. There's a lighter brown, which is called Taupe. This is 4103. And again, you need two balls of the same color to make the cowl. The last two I have for you to see, 4104, which is Mist. You can really see that how that stitch definition is going to show in this. The lighter colors, of course, it's easier to see those slip stitches and textures. The darker colors sort of mask some of the textures in general, but you get closer to the garment and you get to see them. The very last one is 4112. This is Natural. Natural is really fun because you could potentially knit the piece, have it and wear it for a while, maybe even an entire season, and then dye it a different color. So you could just dye the whole garment another color and make it feel like a whole new thing that you get to wear for the next season or whenever you want to. So when I show you what the Driftlines cowl looks like, so on the front, it kind of looks like when you're wearing it, it looks like a triangular shawl that's been wrapped around, but the back of it is joined, so it's worked in the round like this, and you pop this over your head. It's really easy for Mrs. Olson because she doesn't have a head. And you put that over your head, and then it can snuggle up under a jacket, which is lovely. And also there's not a whole lot of bulk like there might be if this was a triangular shawl that had been wrapped around. Perfect for commuters because it's a little more compact than a shawl, and also for people who like ride motorcycles or bikes in general, because it snuggles around the neck. It's close to the chest, close to the body, so there's not a whole lot of chance of it falling off in a windy day or getting caught in the wheels or whatever. So good thing to have, to consider. Also for gift knitting, have it at the ready, all made up. It's a great gift for people. So that is the Driftlines cowl by 2 or more of this really great yarn, Highland Luxe, now through Sunday at 20% off, and we're going to give you this pattern as a gift. So that's the deal. The next thing would be the Gotruol project bag. That's this project bag that we make. So we print this fabric in our studio and sew all of these by hand just down the road here in our studio. This one has a gold zipper. It's not gold, it's gold color, brass colored zipper. It's a metal zipper. And on the inside, of course, just a white plain interior here, but there's plenty of room to have two balls of Highland Luxe in here. So this is the ideal size bag for your project. Of course, it's also large enough to hold a printed piece of paper. So if you wanted to carry that printed pattern, like me, I'm an analog person. I like writing all over my printed patterns. You could do that, and in the page protector, it'll still stay nice and flat in here, and you'll be able to use it as you work through the pattern. It is available now, again, because we just got a few more of those done. Next thing to talk about are the yarn cozies. So these are from Buffy Designs. There are quite a few different ones, and the image here that's going through a few different ones gives you an idea of some of the ones we've had in the past. When you get onto our website and you click on that product, you're going to see the ones that are available. So you can add those to your cart. And what are these? So they go in, you take the cake of yarn or ball of yarn, you put that into the yarn cozy. The cozy sort of hugs or snuggles around the yarn, and you pull the yarn sort of from the center. And as you're working, the source of yarn gets smaller and smaller, and that yarn cozy, because it's stretchy, continues to snuggle around it until the very last bit. That makes it so that the yarn behaves and doesn't tangle, and it keeps it all organized in a nice, neat package. Great for traveling, because then you throw that into your project bag and you're good to go. They come in, there's a couple of them in each one of these packages, so you can buy a few of these, have them on your projects, and keep everything organized as you're working on your work. And the last thing to talk about in today's newsletter is a reminder that this coming Tuesday, we have Maker's Night. They all sound the same, Maker's Night. And that is with Claudia Weeks, who is a nutritionist and a gardener and one of my friends on Instagram. And Claudia is going to talk about starting a garden or enhancing a garden and things that you can do in your outdoor life, I suppose, to nurture and grow a garden. And not everyone maybe has space. Maybe you live in an apartment where you can't sort of dig and whatever in the ground, but perhaps you can do some potted plants or have a balcony garden. So there's lots of options of ways to make things grow. Different plants might be more successful in some areas than others, depending on how bright the sun is in your area or what kind of shade you have, or how much it rains, that kind of stuff. We're gonna talk about all that stuff, and I'm sure even more. That's this coming Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. I am so excited to have Claudia share some insight into creating a space that is continually evolving and ways to make it awesome. So that again, Tuesday, 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. I would love to have you join us. And that, my friends, I think is it. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Remember to do something kind for yourself. Get the Highland Luxe if you like this yarn at 20% off now through Sunday. And that's it. So have a great weekend. I will see you on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Bye.